It's a lot of things with envy. Him being accused of stealing with his partner, Caesar.
That just sounded fishy. You give me some money, we're gonna take it, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get that. In my brain, that wasn't where I was in my professional career, where I needed to take a lump sum of money and give it to somebody I wasn't speaking to do some real estate. And when that investigation happens, all they're gonna look to see is, did Envy take 1 penny from an illegal operation? They're not gonna look to see if he knew, if he didn't know. If they can prove he took a penny, then he's in.
Joe Budden told me it was a PONZI scheme and I was gonna go to jail.
Joe Budden warned him. He warned DJ Envy that he was going to probably go to jail. Listen, when you're dealing with opportunities out there, whether it's real estate or any kind of financial opportunities, sometimes if the deal sounds too good to be true, most likely it is not true. So in this video, we'll be talking about Joe Budden. Made a video a couple of months ago talking about the DJ Envy situation, which he basically said, hey, listen, this was probably going to happen. He was connected with a really bad guy named Caesar that was going to probably drag him into the situation that he is currently in. So we're watching this video from 4 months ago, really breaking down the situation, and also footage from DJ Envy talking about the fact that he contacted Joe Budden and Joe Budden told him, hey, this sounds like a bad idea. You're going to go to jail. So let's get into it. But for those who may not know what's going on October 19th, federal agents arrested Cesar Pena, his former business partner. I guess we could call it former business partner. He was known as Flipping NJ, and he is accused of orchestrating a real estate Ponzi scheme, scamming investors out of millions of dollars. DJ Envy has denied any involvement in the alleged Ponzi scheme, claiming that he is too a victim as he invested money with Pena. But regardless of his denial, DJ Envy is a co-defendant in multiple lawsuits filed by investors who assert that they were defrauded by Pena in this scheme. Some victims invested significant amounts, with one investing nearly $1 million in several properties purportedly owned by Pena, which turned out to be false. So this lawsuit includes Cesar Pena, his wife Jennifer, and DJ Envy. So the feds came in, took care of Cesar. He was bonded out by $1 million. Then the feds went to the offices of the Breakfast Club and took several electronic devices, the place that DJ Envy works every weekday. So things are not looking good for DJ Envy, but the problem is there were many people in the past that knew, many people months ago, knew that there was problems happening. And one of those people was Joe Budden. Joe Budden was actually right for once. Joe Budden, you know, podcast superstar at this point. I'm a fan of Joe Budden's music. I know a lot of people find Joe Budden to be a bit annoying, but sometimes he's right about certain things. And he is more than the guy who just made Pump It Up. He has some really good songs. You guys should check out his catalog. But anyway, regardless of that, we're going to watch a video that did pretty well, have 600,000 views, talking about the situation with DJ Envy.
I was sitting home, had my phone in my hand, and I was waiting for somebody out there to give me something, because Memorial Day weekend, I know somebody out there is going to do something stupid. I was looking for my entertainment peers to really go out on the ledge and get fucked by somebody, a scammer, fly somebody out and they go bad, shoplift. You know, I was waiting on
Give you something.
Sure enough, my man Envy came.
Joe Budden knows how to set up a story, can't he? You can tell that he's about to say some crazy stuff. And I think as artists, anyone with money, regardless if you're a rapper, athlete, you own a business, you get sent a lot of opportunities, even by your peers, even people who are just as successful as you are, even more. And sometimes one of them will come to you with an idea that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah, he did.
He was the only one. Nobody else came through for me. I didn't see it.
It's a lot of things with envy. Him being accused of stealing with his partner, Caesar. And
Mind you, this is 4 months ago. So many people knew this was happening for a while. If you went on Instagram, or you went on YouTube, you just went on these places, that there was accusations of this scam happening in real time. Where maybe if this was taken seriously a while ago, maybe many people who decided to jump in and invest, they may not even had the chance to, because the authorities would have been involved.
When I first started with real estate, right? If you follow me, you know that I'm really cool with Clue.
So this is DJ Envy talking, and I guess Joe Budden's playing some of his audio from his phone.
I'm really cool with Fabulous. And
Always
I was
on time.
really cool with Joe at one time. So when I started with the real estate...
Joe Budden?
Yeah,
Shout out to Joe Corey.
Stab. He said that one time.
No, I was. I mean, we don't speak, so I mean, there's no stab.
Nah, let me let it play.
Being facts. So when I first started, I called each one of them, right? I called Clue, who's my brother. Yo, I'm getting into real estate. They didn't understand it. I remember calling Joe. Joe told me it sounded like a scam.
So right off the rip, and we'll actually play some of the video from DJ Envy talking about the fact that he talked to Fabulous, he talked to Joe Budden, and another bit on this idea. And Joe Budden kind of just told him the truth, like, hey, listen, this is going to happen. This doesn't sound like a good deal.
And I called Fab, and Fab didn't get it.
Rewind that just in case.
I'm getting into real estate and I'm doing well. We should do some stuff together.
It's years ago.
They didn't understand it. I remember calling Joe. Joe told me it sounded like a scam.
Is that true? Did you tell him it sounded like a scam? No, facts. Okay. Like big facts. Okay.
Big facts.
But just early in this clip, he says, let me play it again, just so I'm clear.
Being facts.
He said, me and Joe don't speak.
Stab. He said that one time.
No, I was. I mean, we don't speak, so I mean, there's no stab.
You heard that, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Like, how do you say that you don't speak to somebody? Like, you say you haven't spoken, right? But to say you don't speak is like a definite. We have not spoken about anything. And he calls me and starts talking about some real estate shit. For me, that's odd.
100%. Like 110%. I think this kind of reminds me when a person that from high school you haven't talked to in years hits you up with an opportunity, this amazing opportunity to make so much money. And the first thing you think of, like, when the last time we spoke? Do you even know me anymore? Like, why now you decided to come to me with this amazing opportunity? And usually with those kind of opportunities, it's a scam. There's some kind of nefarious thing happening. The person that's offering you this may not even know yet, especially if you are in some kind of MLM situation. Usually that's the last person to kind of figure out what's going on, because that's one of the tactics that these companies do. They will tell you to call everyone that you know. Check your phone book. I don't know, your phone book is kind of old, but check your cell phone, all those contacts, everyone that you knew from junior high school, call them and tell them about this amazing opportunity. So if Joe Budden and Envy were not even friends, why would you call them asking for some kind of opportunity? Trust needs to be there. And if you're no longer friends, how does that make any sense?
We don't speak. And now you calling me, telling me that your man's with the government and he could get the buildings and there's a list, it'd be me, you, and Queen Latifah, whatever the fuck he was saying.
Queen Latifah was, well, I guess she dodged a bullet in this one.
That just sounded fishy. You give me some money, we're gonna take it, we're gonna get this, we're gonna get that, In my brain, that wasn't where I was in my professional career, where I needed to take a lump sum of money and give it to somebody I wasn't speaking to do some real estate.
And it's pretty basic. Like, at that point, why would you give a large sum of money to someone you don't speak to, someone you don't have any kind of friendship or relationship with, either personal or business, to do that when you guys don't speak? So Envy seems very greedy and just thought that Joe would just take this opportunity. Obviously, Joe did not take the bait.
So I left it alone. Now, we get to Envy and his business partner, Caesar. We're going to use the word alleged, because who the fuck knows?
Well, we all know now, but 4 months ago, I guess you could still... And you still want to say alleged. I mean, there's still an investigation, but it looks like things are looking really bad for DJ Envy. But back then, a few months ago, sure, you use that word alleged.
But boy, is Tony the closer convincing. And what he's saying is that Caesar, not Envy, Caesar has been running around and taking money from people, scamming, selling people on something, taking their money and running off, never to be seen or heard from.
And that's why Caesar had to post that $1 million bail to get out, because the feds are on his ass.
Shit. That's what Tony the closer is saying. Now, he did hit me, but I left it alone. That number is rumored to be 8 figures now.
That he ran off with.
That people are allegedly saying that they gave him under different pretenses. But Caesar addressed it. I want to read what he said, just so we're clear.
Caesar is a real estate professional. He has been for some time. Successful, very successful, especially by mom and pop, not even mom and pop standards. I ain't gonna disrespect him, man. He's been successful. I'm not bailing him out, because your morals is your morals, and COVID don't have nothing to do with you not answering nobody's phone calls.
Right, true.
You get what I'm saying? COVID happened, and it put a damper on a whole bunch of real estate investors and developers. There's a difference in, you know what I mean? Developing is when you building shit from the ground up and you taking land and you making use of that land. I think he took a ton of money. Even Envy said he gave him $500,000, and that's the deal that they are kind of still up in the air on.
Okay.
And hearing Envy speak, he said that basically every deal he's ever done with Caesar was on the up and up, except for that particular one.
Okay.
And that deal is kind of stuck. What happens is, and again, I don't want to bail him out because your morals is your morals, but a lot of times when you give people money for investments could go up and go down. If I give a stockbroker my money, ain't no guarantee that money going to turn into profit.
Right.
But in investing, sometimes you will lose your bread.
And that makes sense, obviously. But the problem is with this kind of scam, Caesar was probably not being 100% honest. And also, when DJ Envy and Caesar had these seminars, they probably were not being 100% honest on how investments, how business goes. A lot of businesses, you can invest hundreds of thousands of dollars and get nothing. It falls through. Businesses fail. Were they being honest? And the fact that he was not answering messages, not answering calls, to show that Caesar was more focused on grabbing money, collecting money, and not really following through on his promises. To promise someone 30 to 40% returns is crazy, because most businesses, it's a struggle to get that kind of return. And the fact that this guy was flipping houses in Jersey, that there's going to be this kind of return and getting all this money coming through, it's hard to believe. Many people who had businesses, people who took their whole life savings, gave it to this man, and now the money is gone.
Caesar says, I was not going to address this on social media because this platform is used to tear people down, and I've always wanted to use my platform to inspire. I bet you did, buddy. However, the fact that I'm being dragged on lives and posts doesn't bother me at all, because I know who I am and who I'm not. The thing that bothers me is my wife, the mother of my child, is being verbally attacked. The bigger issue here is my business partner and friend DJ Envy is being brought into something he has nothing to do with. He was never given any money to do any real estate deals with me, nor has he been party to any deals, negotiations, nor partnerships that I have had with investors that have invested in real estate with me.
That's interesting that Caesar has done that, because right now, Caesar has been bailed out. We're going to see that Caesar's going to probably try to drag DJ Envy into this. And DJ Envy is going to probably snitch on Caesar. It's going to be a really crazy legal battle. But that's interesting when he says that now, because this was 4 months ago. Okay, trying to support. They still business partners at this point, to make sure that this is not DJ Envy's issue. This is my issue. Now, as the feds come in, watch everyone's tune is going to probably change.
Him, his family, nor his reputation should be pulled into dealings he was never involved in. He goes on to say, so while the clout chasers chase clout, I'm going to be the man that I am and ask those that feel like I've wronged them to get on a call with me, and let's talk through how we move forward. My email nor phone number have changed. I'm not ducking anybody. I'm not dodging nobody. I'm busy over here trying to hold my empire together so these false allegations can stop. I ask each of you that have been on lives and posts recently to fact check, do your research, check your source, research his background. You can't sweep someone else's door when yours is money. Yes, you can. I'm not going to post your misfortune over the years, but I don't care about all of this. That was his response.
Sounds like a straight sociopath. It's crazy how people are able to always perceive themselves as a victim, even though they've been the villain for many, many years.
So
The jig is up. The jig is up.
I had an argument with one of my boys. He a real estate investor, and he was getting on Envy ass, and I kind of looked at it a little differently. I don't think Envy's to really be held to the fire for some shit that somebody that is doing. So he equated it to the podcast. He said, yo, if you start taking people money, me, Antoine, if I start taking people money and guide them into the real estate arena, and Joe gave me a platform in which to do so, right? He was like, people would hold Joe accountable. And I was like, but that's unfair.
Yeah, I don't
agree that Joe should be held accountable if he gave me a platform and I started doing some shiesty shit. I don't think that Joe is a culprit in that.
I disagree with him. I think you have some level of responsibility. Joe would have responsibility for bringing you on, and also not to check on you, to say, okay, you're doing a business dealing, it's on his platform, and he's not checking to see if what you're doing makes sense. People are hitting him up and saying, hey, listen, homeboy taking some money. and I'm not getting a return, man. He's on your platform and you do nothing until it's too late. I think there is some level of responsibility. And it's possible to be complicit because you probably may know exactly what's going on with that money.
I don't even think Joe's complicit in that. Because in my opinion, to be complicit, you got to have knowledge.
Okay, I disagree with you. You don't need to have knowledge to be complicit. That's not true.
I think so. Because are you really complicit?
Yes.
How?
If after investigation they can show, well, first of all, if the sum gets too large, there's going to be big investigation.
It's a fact.
And we're currently in that situation right now. Obviously, what was going on with the feds. There's too much money missing for DJ Envy, in my opinion, to get away with this. I just don't see it.
And when that investigation happens, all they're going to look to see is, did Envy take 1 penny from an illegal operation?
Sure.
They're not going to look to see if he knew, if he didn't know. If they can prove he took a penny, then he's in.
That's a good point right there. It's too much money. When the feds jump in, it's going to be really difficult. Hopefully, DJ Envy has enough money to get himself a really good lawyer. But let's check out DJ Envy talking to Joe Budden about real estate and trying to bring some of his boys like Fabulous into this Ponzi scheme.
Caesar is flipping NJ is my partner in New Jersey. He owns over 1,600 units in New Jersey and all throughout the country.
Caesar was in prison before.
Caesar was in prison. Caesar was locked up, and he learned how to do real estate in prison.
But maybe that probably wasn't the best place to learn about real estate, since Caesar's probably going to go back into prison to learn from prison.
Wow.
He learned how to do it in real estate.
We got to
Wow.
bring Caesar up here one day.
Yeah, he loved to do it.
And shout out to my guy, the credit dude, man.
Yeah. So with Caesar, he taught me how to do it the right way. He taught me, why.
No. Clearly he has not. No. That has not happened. Allegedly, that has not happened.
He was like, his first thing is, why are you using your money? I said, what you mean? He said, you don't use your money. You use other people's money to get these deals.
Scamming, taking other people's money and just pocketing and pretending you're using it for real estate.
It started teaching me the game of how to do it without using minimum money. And that's what I've been trying to teach people. When I first got into real estate, I called 3 people. I called Clue, I called Fabulous, I called Joe Budden, right? My Desert Storm family. And I said, hey, guys, I'm doing real estate. This is something that I think that, you should invest a little bit of money in, try it out, and that way you can do it. Joe Budden told me it was a Ponzi scheme, and I was going to go to jail.
Joe Budden was trying to help you. And you guys weren't even in speaking terms. You guys weren't even friends at that point. And Joe Budden straight told you that sounds like a scam. That doesn't make any sense. I'm going to give this bunch of money and we're going to get 20% back. DJ Envy was basically trying to call all of his celebrity friends to invest in this guy that has ripped off and stole tens of millions of dollars.
Fab was like, I'll call you back. And
Fab was like, nah, I'm good. He's like, I'm good. No, you're not gonna call me out of the blue to give you money. No, I'm good.
Clue was like, nah, it's not for me. But I tried to teach them how to do it because I wanted my brothers to.
So DJ Envy is all screwed up right now. He is down bad. Who knows what's going to happen? This situation has been fascinating. But put in the comments below, what do you think Joe Budden was actually right this time? And again, who's responsible? Is DJ Envy complicit? Let's say he had a very small amount of knowledge of what Caesar was doing. I think he knew more. But even if he had a small amount of knowledge, the fact that he put him on the platform, should he still be punished? Again, the question I asked in the last video, iHeartRadio, should they be responsible? It's their airwaves, it's their platform that DJ Envy, they allowed DJ Envy to have Caesar on the show, advertising these seminars. Should they get some kind of punishment? So thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.